What if I told you I became an artist without spending 30K on an art degree? Today I compiled all the online courses that I took to teach myself art. We're gonna review them from the free resources all the way to the most expensive course. At the end of this video, I'll reveal how much in total did I spend on these courses. Spoiler alert, it's way less than 30K. Now, a little about myself if you're new here. I'm a professional VFX artist in games, currently working on a small indie game that you might have heard of called Fortnite. Before that, I was briefly a software engineer for 8 months and I quit because I wanted to pursue art. Initially, I was aiming to be a concept artist or illustrator, but halfway through that journey, I pivoted and found out about VFX in games. That turns out to be a great fit for both my technical skills and art skills. You can watch this video to learn more about my journey, but I'm just mentioning this because most of the courses that I'm gonna introduce later is more about the art fundamentals, like how to draw, how to design, and less about how to make a VFX in a game engine. But that being said, the art skills that I learned through these courses are definitely translatable into my current work now, and a big part of what makes me the artist I am today. After all, VFX is still art. Now we're gonna start from the free courses, and the first one is Drawabox. This is a free website with tons of lessons teaching you from how to hold a pen, how to draw a line, to complicated subjects like perspective or how to draw in 3D. Now I actually still got my papers. These are already like 3 years ago. So there's like me practicing basic lines. In drawing, there's like the CSI curve. So I is a straight line, C is a curve, and then you also got the S curve. And then there's also these exercise on perspective of drawing a circle in a rectangle. More circles here. There's also like drawing boxes in a curve, and then you get into some more advanced subjects like texturing and then applying those textures onto like a blob kind of thing. There is a lot of content in this website and it's totally free, which is insane. And then other advanced courses is like drawing these insects, focusing on making them look 3D. So this is like a very beginner course. As I mentioned, it starts from the very basics of how to hold a pen, how to use your arm to draw lines, and then all the way to more complicated stuff. So it's really perfect if you're just a beginner that never really actually picked up the pen and learned how to draw. You take the course at your own pace basically, but you really have to push yourself because there's no pressure on like missing a course or something. But if you put in the works, I think this is a really great course to start your art journey. Now the second course I'm going to introduce is Marshall Vandroff's Perspective course. This one cost $12 when I bought it, and I think it's a really great value for such a low price. Marshall is an artist that's been doing this for a very long time, and I learned about him from Proko's video. The course is basically just video recordings of his perspective class from 1994. The course really just teaches you everything about perspective that you need. From the very basic like 2-point perspective, how does it work, all the way to more advanced topics like projection mapping or how do you tilt a surface in perspective. It really unlocked a lot of my confusions about perspective. I mean, like 2 points perspective is easy, right? But what happens when you rotate your box? How do you still make it follow the perspective? Or even when it like tilts upwards, how does it convert to a vanishing point? I think the ultimate challenge from that course I remember was to draw stairs in perspective. Like no matter how you turn your stairs, you have to get your rails and the stairs to all follow perspective. And if you can do that, you basically mastered perspective. So again, it's a great course, 10 out of 10 for the price and the knowledge you get from that. Now the next course is Samuel's lighting course on Domestika. This one is just slightly more expensive than the previous one, sitting at $13. This one is kind of like a mini course, so it doesn't have a lot of content, only one homework, but I really did learn a lot about lighting from this course. It opened my eyes to how light really works in real life, talks about differences like soft light versus hard light, and how light bounces around in a space, what happens to your object when you're backlit versus side lit, stuff like that. And the best part is the homework, I think. There's 2 settings. one indoor, one outdoor, for lighting scenarios on each of these settings. So you have to make like a base version and you have to draw out 4 different lighting scenarios from it. It was kind of tricky at first, but the course really goes step by step on how do you achieve that, and it's really satisfying to see the end results. Another very cheap course with a lot of value in it, highly recommend. Now the next one is Shawn Lin's character design course. This one is like my first design course that I actually paid for. This one is more expensive at $45. Taught in Mandarin, and I really like how it teaches you how to draw in the line art style. Actually, I have my own original character that I designed before, and I took this course to give it like a redesign. I applied the knowledge I learned from it, and I think there's like a great improvement. I kind of forgot what I actually learned from it, but judging from the results, I think it's still worth it, but you have to speak Mandarin. And the next one is a not a course, but a subscription to a online art website. So this one is the Schoolism 1-year subscription, which I spend $193 on. Now I kind of forgot what lessons I took, because basically when you get a subscription, you get access to all the previous lessons. You won't be able to join a live session. You'll only get access to the content itself and some peer reviews. The good thing about this is they have a wide range of subjects, mostly in art fundamentals, lighting, colors, or character design, stuff like that. Not much in stuff like 3D. I remember there was a Blender course, but I don't think there's anything on like game engine stuff. I don't quite remember what course I took because it's a long time ago. Some of the courses were more basic level, and the instructor sometimes doesn't really explain the reasoning behind it, because I guess sometimes it's like intuition for them. But the good thing is like you can switch classes anytime you want during your subscription. So based on the range of the content you get, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Now the next course is Krenz composition class. This one is more on the expensive side too, sitting at $218. Krenz is a illustrator from Taiwan, now focusing on art education. This course is taught through live sessions, so you have to understand Mandarin and be available 3 hours every week. The good thing about that is they have a lot of good teaching assistants that would look at your homework and give you feedback every week. So for the homework every week, send it to the group chat and the TA will decide if you pass or not. If you didn't pass, they will give you a lot of feedbacks on how to improve it. So you actually get a lot of feedback from like real artists from this course. And this course also taught me how to lead your viewers' eyes on the canvas, how your shapes flow together. This fundamental art skills really translated to everything I do now. For example, even YouTube, in my thumbnails, I still use these compositional knowledge. So even though this one is more expensive, I still highly recommend it. If you know Mandarin, of course, there's a lot of knowledge taught through this course. And the last one, which is the most expensive I've ever spent on an online course, is the VFX Apprentice course. This one costs $469 when I bought it. I think it's definitely gotten more expensive now. There's also a lot more content added since then. The best part about it back then when I was taking the course is they have these live hangouts with Jason himself. Any questions you have on your homework there, you could submit it through the feedback sessions and he'll give you live feedback, which is really like a rare experience. It's basically how you work in a real life situation, right? You present your work and then your art director gives you feedback from it. I still remember a tip from Jason that he gave me was when you're using yellow and purple in your work, complementary colors, and it looks really nice paired together, but when you're transitioning between them, remember to add like a bright pink to help make the transition smoother. Otherwise it sometimes becomes like a washed out, very desaturated white, which doesn't really look nice. You can only know this kind of art tips from like a experienced artist, and you have direct access to one of the veterans in the gaming industry. Another thing that really helped me is the community that they have. They have a ongoing Discord server where You can interact with your peers, ask questions, and help each other out. At that time, when I was still looking for a job in the gaming industries, looking through everyone's feedback or their stories really helped encourage me and help me push forward with my journey. So that's really like a big part of the VFX Apprentice, is its community and how everyone's willing to share their knowledge and help each other out. That's also how I got into stylized VFX. Still one of the leading platforms on learning stylized VFX, so I definitely recommend that. So besides the courses that I mentioned above, there's still courses that I either bought but never actually took the course, or I just don't recommend it. So I did the math and added everything, and the grand total of the money that I spent on online courses comes to $1,110. That's definitely way cheaper than getting an art degree and spend 30K on it. But here's the thing, no matter you spend 30K or just 1K on your education, the most important thing is that you really put in your time and effort. After I quit my job, I spent every day basically drawing and looking through all the online resources I can get and trying to learn art by myself. That means I'm taking it as serious as a full-time job, spending more than 8 hours every day just trying to learn art. Courses just provides you structure and guidance, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's responsible for your own education, and you're the one that have to show up every day. And as long as you're willing to put in the work, art is definitely something that you can learn. And that's it for today's video. If you find this helpful, please remember to like and subscribe, and leave in the comments if you have anything you want to share about online art educations or any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.